To check the refrigerant level on the upstairs unit, run it for a little bit and then take off the panel. After I take off the panel, you can clearly see it was icing on the bottom. And then if I check it with the infrared, I got bottom temperature. Actually, you can see it right there in the coil on 38 degrees, and then right there 53. So the refrigerant level is right along that line right there, and so this unit is about 2/3 low on refrigerant. Okay, here I'm going to use a leak detector to check for leaks, and it'll just sniff around the coil. So what's happening is the coil is leaking, and refrigerant somewhere around in there. These coils aren't worth repairing because their design life was 15 years, and they're getting close to 20 years now. So what happens is that instead of just replacing the coil, I end up just replacing the whole air handler, which includes the new coil. So here's the top floor unit. It's a 2-ton carrier, and then I weigh in the refrigerant, and the total charge on this would have originally been 3.76 pounds, so it's probably going to be 2 to 3 pounds low. I'm just going to weigh that in and then check the gauge. The gauge needs to run between 60 and 70 psi. 57 psi is the freezing point, so it has to be above the freezing point. Start adding the Freon now. I'm going to add in 1 pound. Take it to 27.8. So with 1 pound, it went up. It's well above 32 degrees, so it's at 80. Now I'm going to go ahead and just add another pound, because this system is leaking, and it's going to leak out and go to the perfect charge anyway. Take that to 26.8. Quite a bit higher on the suction, and it's a little bit overcharged, but since it's leaking, it'll end up being the perfect charge before it gets undercharged. So now I added the refrigerant, and now let's check the coil, how it's sweating. Should be uniformly cool. So you look close. Red here, so 56, 56. A little bit cooler on the bottom. That's normal. It's warming up now. '63. Can't check these while it's better to check them while they're running, but when you pull the panel, the unit shuts off because of the airflow. So the unit's fine now, and if the leak lasts a year, you can just gas it up, you know, next year instead of changing it out immediately. But the best long-term solution is to change it out, and because as it leaks, it uses more electricity, it starts running longer, and you end up paying higher utility bills anyway. Plus, it gets hot because it starts cooling less before you notice it when it's completely, you know, low. Then you get really hot.